Heyo, this is Matt, and today we are going to be making a broken building, destroyed building setup. The pieces that we're going to be using are pieces that I made, I think, a couple years ago. I have an older tutorial over how I made it, but I've gotten a lot better, and they never really came out exactly as I wanted. Like, I feel like the base is there, but it's not like a finished piece or pieces that I want. So I'm going to repurpose and reuse these pieces to put together just a better diorama that I'm going to be more excited for. My original intent for these pieces was I liked that they were all separated, so that way they could be modular like this. I quickly realized that it's kind of annoying sometimes too. And I tried to put some magnets, but I didn't do a good job and I wasn't using the right magnets. And I had some other kind of wires in there. My goal for this project is going to be to make like a few pieces that are going to be able to stand alone or stand together, but just kind of like just be there on their own and look cool. So it's going to be, I guess, still kind of modular, but the pieces are going to be together. One thing that I'm going to be using to help get an idea how I want it to look are going to be these little safety pins or pins. They're normally used for sewing, but I like using them for diorama stuff too. So even just that by itself, like, I like that. I am also going to repaint these because some of them don't match each other, and I know I can do a better paint job as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a part 2 for this, but I do plan on making a building with like some of these pieces that I have. Like a big broken building that will kind of be like a good centerpiece or background piece for this. That's pretty cool. We'll see how well it works out, but for this one, I do want to have this on this larger base. I really like this base. It's actually from some other kind of terrain I made, but I feel like it can work. And then for this one, is that a spider? For this one, I might still put something underneath because I do want to put some rubble. I do want to put some pebbles and other stuff to make it look like, to help add to the floor parts, not just like a random piece with a random floor. Like, I want it to kind of blend in to whatever floor I use. That's going to be the goal. We'll see. We'll see how I can do that. So you might be thinking this doesn't look that cool, or like, what is he doing? One trick or useful stuff that I'm going to use is going to be some of the Plaster of Paris to blend it all in better, which you'll see in a minute. And I did do some research, Google, comic books, movies, screenshots from movies or cartoons or whatever, that kind of like other people's photography ideas. So I did have some inspiration already. And so I guess that technically is the first step. And so then the second step is kind of just putting it together, which I did now. And next I'm going to glue it. And then I'm going to do the plaster of Paris and get some little details going. And then also I'm going to like cut using like a knife and then a metal scribe and pick out to make some of this like broken material. Then paint it all and make it all uniform, same vibe, same color scheme. And I also do want to add some wires, kind of give some like the rebar texture in there as well. We're going to be working on these 3 pieces right now. And what I'm going to do is mix up some of this stuff. And then I'm going to add dirt pebbles, some other kind of like well, maybe, but some other kind of grounded up wood chips and some more dust stuff, lava rocks that I have. So I'm going to kind of mix up a lot of that junk like all in the cracks and on the floor. And then also kind of blend in some of the pieces. The ratio for this is going to be 2 parts of this stuff with 1 part of water. So I've made it in the past where it seems like you want more water or something. Like I ended up making like a whole tub of it when I just needed a little bit. So I'm gonna start off with very little and then kind of go on from there. I bought this like wire stuff a long time ago. I think it's for like fixing patches and like holes in walls. But yeah, so I cut some up into like these little sheets and paper or whatever. And then even some of these smaller pieces to give it a better look instead of just like a rectangle. And then I just super glued some stuff in there and super hot glued some stuff in there. Kind of hard to see a little bit, but looks super cool. So now that we have all of this painted the same color after the spray paint, it's kind of like a gray beige, like a grayish. And I like doing this, or we're going to paint it different colors, obviously. But what I like about this method, and I've seen a lot of people do, is that it just makes everything uniform. Like, you know, this rock was from something else. These pebbles were from something else. The foam is pink. This wire is bright silver. You know, this foam was like a bluish color. So the wire is black and silver. So now it's all the same, and so we're going to repaint it, and a common color is going to be black that I see a lot of people use, and I do that for other stuff, but for this, like I said, I just wanted it a little bit like more gray, and I think it's just going to work better with the washes that we're going to use. The wash, like if you see these bottles, this is like a rust color wash that I have. It's just like a red brown with a lot of water, and then black with water. And then I have a brown wash as well. And then we're going to use these paints on top in cups with water as well. So everything is going to be watered down, like washes, just going over again and again. I'm also going to use, for some of this, I'm going to be using, for some of the concrete, I'm going to be using a sponge just to kind of give it some more texture. Worked on. I didn't do this one as tan as I originally wanted to, but I do kind of like that it's just darker in general, because these are the pieces that I did earlier. like off camera, and I'm really happy with how they came out. And I'm in the sunlight here, but you can kind of see the difference in the dirty ground and then the cement pieces. And this one's pretty much the same. I like how the rocks stand out in this one. That dirt looks good. I'm like super impressed with that dirt. That was painted gray. Like all of it was gray. That's why I like doing the washes, because it really adds different layers of color to it. And so like if you just painted this, you know, the dark pewter gray color, it's not gonna look that good. It's gonna look cartoony kind of. Like even if this doesn't look, I guess, real, or like a real cement or like a real concrete building piece or wall or whatever, it looks cool. Gonna set these guys up with a few different shots. And I hope you enjoyed this process, and I hope it helped. If you build any of these, please tag me on like Instagram or TikTok or here on YouTube. Like I'd love to see what you made and hear that some of the videos do help. Till then, catch you in the next one. Create and inspire.